Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. It is an especially great video today because I am collaborating with none other than the gorgeous Miss Karen Harris. Karen and I decided to team up again and bring you guys a makeup regrets video. Regrets as in things we wish we hadn't purchased, and we're keeping it to 2022, although there could be maybe one or two things that creep in from 2021. Karen is a fellow content creator, she's a friend of mine, and we decided to team up once again because the end of the year is fast approaching. Did you guys know that at the day that I'm filming this video, there is exactly 3 months until Christmas Day? That's right. I hope you guys have started your shopping early. But if you're not familiar with Karen, she is a fellow makeup lover just as I am. She tries just as much makeup as I do, and she definitely shares her thoughts and creates some of the most beautiful looks here on YouTube. I will have her channel, of course, linked in the description box so you guys can go give her some love, subscribe to her channel, and tell her Steff sent you over. If it is your first time on my channel, I want to welcome everybody. Hello, thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Steff. This is what I love to do. You will especially see new makeup reviews. That is the primary content here on my channel. I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes. I do makeup ranking videos, makeup discussion, which is what we're going to be doing today. If all of that sounds great to you and you want to see my videos on pretty much a daily basis, I do tend to upload quite a bit. Do me a favor and click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you like what you see, if you're a fan of Karen just as much as I am, if you just want to see makeup that we regret buying this year, give this video a thumbs up before you go. As usual, guys, all of the makeup, I think I will have it linked in the description box. Some of the stuff you probably don't want to buy, but you're going to be surprised with this video. Some of the stuff is not bad. It's actually really good. So why do I even regret buying it? You're gonna have to stay tuned. The makeup look, guys, you all have already seen this. I did this as a YouTube short video where I used the new Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny Collab palette, which is the Spooked palette, and I also used the latest one from Bella Beauty Bar, the Strange and Unusual palette. You guys know how much I love each of those palettes, and I really wanted to pair them together and create a look, and this is what I came up with. Let's get started with today's video. If you guys want to see some of my makeup regrets from 2022, keep on watching. All right, guys, so let's start with something that was really hyped up, and it's a setting powder, and this comes to us from SHEIN. This is the Insta Ready Face and Under Eye Setting Powder Duo. So you get a loose version and then you get a pressed version, and I think it comes in several different shades. I just chose to go with translucent. I didn't have such a great experience with this, and I haven't had such a great experience with this. When I did my SHEIN haul, which there's quite a few products from that haul that I really enjoy, the foundation, the cream foundation being one of them. This was the powder that I picked up, but I haven't had the best luck with it. And in that video, I used the loose version to set the under eye area. It was just okay. Like, it wasn't blowing me away. To me, I didn't understand the hype. And then one of y'all said, no, Steff, you gotta use the press side. So I did that too. But same thing, you know, I'm not really blown away by it. Maybe if I pick up like the light shade, but then there I go again, spending money on something I already have that I'm not too sure works. I don't know, this just didn't, I don't understand the hype with this one. You'll have to let me know if this has been working for you, but whatever this costs, which was probably like $8 or $10, you know, I'd rather have that money back. You know, I'd rather go get like a Whataburger combo with that. If you know, you know. And guys, I forgot to tell you, but I'm keeping these to 10 items. You guys know that usually when I do like these ranking style of videos, I'm anywhere between 5 and 10 items, and today's gonna be 10 items. So the next product is from Milk. This is the Milk Rise Mascara, and thank goodness I got the travel size in this. This smells awful. Ugh, this smells terrible. Like, it smells like old bread. It does a decent job. I wouldn't say this is the best mascara. I definitely think their Kush mascara is the best that they have, but unfortunately that mascara flakes on me. I love it otherwise, but it flakes, so I wanted to try something else. Milk is a very hit or miss brand for me. I'm still trying to decide, you know, what I think about their latest concealer. I have that review up on my channel already, but you know, this stinks like in every way possible. And even when I have it on, I can smell it. Like, I can smell it during the day. Like, isn't that gross? It's a mascara. Mascara shouldn't smell. I don't know. Maybe it's bad. Maybe it's old, but I don't know, man. This one from Milk, the Rise mascara, I'll never buy this again. Next up is an eyeshadow palette that was released at the beginning of the year, and this is from Too Faced. This is their Too Femme. It was an entire collection that dropped, but this is their Too Femme palette. You know, this was disappointing. It wasn't that great. I think that Too Faced, they do have, you know, some good shadows, and typically those shadows come to us this time of year. And I don't mean like in all of those holiday sets that release. If you can stay clear of those, I would stay clear of the Too Faced holiday sets, like sets. No. If you can buy like the pumpkin spice second slice palette, that's a good quality. Like, performance-wise, that palette performs well. Even the Better Than Chocolate that was released about a month or two before that one, you know, it's still a good quality, but the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice second slice is better. And typically those fall releases that they usually come out like in late October, that's usually the best formula that Too Faced does and will do. For some reason, some of these other palettes can definitely be hit or miss. I definitely think like the smaller, like 6 or 8 pan palettes, those are definitely hit or miss. But this particular palette was a miss for me. You know, I was looking forward to this shade, and this shade just wasn't that great. It was a very lackluster palette. A lot of like the same very light shades. I think the packaging is really cute. I do love the blush that came with this collection. The blush is actually one of my favorites, and I have been using that blush quite a bit. Butterfly is super cute. I love the size of the palette, but what's inside it, not that cute. Now let's talk about a product, 2 products actually, that I regret buying, but I love them so much, and I really do. I have been enjoying them, and this is a very recent review here on my channel, if you can believe it. These from Hourglass, the elephant and the butterfly. I really love these palettes. I really like them. They are crazy expensive at $85 a piece. I've been wearing butterfly. I think I wore butterfly 2 or 3 times this week. I love them, and now I want tiger. And I've mentioned that, I think, like in 1 or 2 videos, that I think I'm gonna get tiger when I can get it on sale, or if hopefully it goes to Ulta, I can use some of my Ulta points. But I really do love these palettes. I think they're so cute. I do love animals, and I think that they did a nice job with these, the tin packaging and everything. I know they're up in price this year, and I hate that I love them because of the price tag, but what's inside really is good. So I don't know. I might be getting tiger. I'm like 90% sure that I'm gonna pick up the tiger palette. All right, now let's talk about a trio of items, not from the same brand, but the same type of purpose. They serve the same purpose. And I'm talking about under eye setting powders. So I have 3 different under eye setting powders. I don't remember if I got all 3 this year. I could have picked these up towards the end of last year. This might be my only 2021 product that I include in this video, but I have the one from Laura Mercier right here. This is the Secret Brightening Powder for Under Eyes, and I have shade 1. I thought that this was gonna be a good powder. You know, so many people love the Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm not a fan of it, but I love her foundation and I love her concealers. I love a lot of other products that she does, but for some reason, I haven't found a powder that I like. And this one's no different. I just, even the Pat McGrath one, I don't, and I know this one is like well loved by so many of you. I have shade Light. I just struggle to see a purpose when you're already, like, I'm already using a loose setting powder to set my face. That's typically the same powder I'll use to set my under eye area. This other one is from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the under eye powder in Brightening Lilac. I'm struggling to see the purpose. And for me, all three of these powders I felt accentuated the fine lines that I have under my eye area. I've tried them with several different concealers and I just haven't felt that they look that great, that they justify the, you know, added space that they take up in on my shelves and the added cost, because now not only do I need to buy a setting powder for my face, but now I have to buy an under eye setting powder. So it's just like another step, another product. I know for some of you, these definitely serve a purpose because you might not wear powder anywhere else on your face than under your eye area. So if that's the case, I'd love to hear which one of these powders, or maybe there's another powder that you love for the under eye area. But for me, you know, I think that out of all of three of them, the Pat McGrath is the better one for me and my 40-year-old under eye area. But yeah, I kind of regret buying these powders. So from powder, we move on to concealer, and this is not a shock to you because this has made my worst list several times already this year. And this is a new one from CoverGirl, unfortunately. This is the Simply Ageless Triple Action Concealer. This has a ceramic applicator where a lot of product, hardly any product, comes out on that. And it's supposed to be cooling for the under eye area, but it really isn't. And it accentuates texture, doesn't provide amazing coverage. At the end of the day, guys, this didn't do anything. Didn't do anything for my under eye area, and that's why I regret paying $17, because that's how much this costs, $17 for this worthless concealer. Next is a product that I'm sad to see in the regrets pile, and I'm sad that I regret buying it. It does come with a hefty price tag, and it's not a bad product. It's just not a product that I have reached for enough to justify the cost. And I'm talking about this one from Hindash. This was my very first time trying Hindash, and this is the Monochromance palette. This is a face and eye palette because you can use these up here on your face, bronzer, contour. You can use these as blush. And it's, you know, the ombre effect to where you can get, like, I think it's 4 different shades that you get in each pan. I don't know. For me, I can get maybe 2. Possibly 3, but it's an all matte palette. I love matte shadows, don't get me wrong, but I don't do enough matte looks, all matte looks, to justify this palette, and it's a very light palette. It's definitely, it was a springtime release. I think the formula is good, but for me, that I don't just do all matte looks. I've been struggling to reach for this. Like, I've been, you know, struggling to find a place for it in my stash. I think everything else, like packaging and everything, I think it's really pretty. You know, I think his brand is really coming along. It's staying true to the makeup aesthetics that Hindash likes to create. He is a talented makeup artist, but for me, I don't think this is a palette for me. And I would love to see him do maybe some shimmer shadows, maybe a different style of palette for 2023. We'll have to see. I would be interested in trying that, but trying another all matte palette that's kind of set up like this, I don't know. For what I paid, guys, at the end of the day, you know, I regret not using it more, and I guess I do regret buying it. Next on this list, unfortunately, is some drugstore makeup. And this comes to us from Maybelline. These were their new shadow blocks that weren't really that great. You know, the packaging, it's small, but it's still bulky. And I probably just should have bought one. I haven't reached for these. Since reviewing them, I haven't reached for these. And I think I paid $10 for each one. And you only get 3 shadows. I mean, it'd be nice, I guess, if you could detach them, or if they all like were magnetically clipped together, because I want to say there was 5 different blocks that were released. This is the purple one, but it's like you only get 1 matte and like 3 satin slash shimmer shadows. The purple one for me was the dud. I think this one is the what is this one? Mauve one, I guess. It doesn't, I think the shade name came off already, but like this is the mauvey pink one. This is the green one. I mean, 3 shadows. 3 shadows in an awkward packaging. I mean, I know what they're trying to do. There's brands at Sephora, Kaja I think is one of them, that they do these little stacks. Melt has little stacks too, but you know, what's inside those I think is a lot better. And look, this one already broke. It came unglued from the bottom. So I paid $10. $10 for each one. I mean, I'd rather have my $30 back. Like, wouldn't you? I would definitely pass on these. I mean, maybe if you're curious, go with this one or the green one. But for $10 with these costs, I'd rather you get a ColourPop quad, because ColourPop quads are $10. You're getting 4 shadows instead of 3. Much better packaging and a much better formula. These are definitely a major regret. Now, speaking of affordable makeup, this one hurts. This one hurts my heart so much. But these new BH Cosmetics palettes. I picked up all of the new palettes in the Travel Series collection. These were released about a month ago. You guys know that BH Cosmetics filed for bankruptcy towards the end of last year, around this time last year actually. Makeup Revolution did buy them out, and now it appears Makeup Revolution is also in trouble. This was disappointing. And I know BH Cosmetics, or Makeup Revolution I should say, they responded to somebody's comment and they said that yes, they were keeping the same great BH Cosmetics formula that we know and love, but this formula feels like the formula that they have in some of their older palettes, some of the palettes that get released over in Europe and not necessarily here in the US. I'm talking about the Moon palette and the Sun palette that were released earlier this year. That formula feels like that's what this is. These palettes are not that great BH Cosmetics quality. And I'm not really understanding some of these quads. Like some of these quads, I'm talking about this one from Malibu and then this one from Miami. Like you could get these shades in the Lost in Los Angeles palette, which was a really nice and really solid pastel palette with a good formula. Egypt I think is probably the best one, but this is just a little basic quad that, you know, you could probably find at Ulta in ColourPop, you know, rather than waiting for, you know, this to arrive. This was probably one of the better ones, as was Mykonos as well. But I don't know, I was just so disappointed. Iceland, mine came broken, but Iceland was also a really nice one. Here is the face palette. This is Cabo. I was just so disappointed, you know, like this release kind of just ruined all future releases for me and BH Cosmetics, because this is not the same formula at all. It's not even close to the same formula. It is the mediocre formula that isn't that great, and that's really disappointing. You know, each of these palettes were $7 or $8. You know, at the end of the day, I'd rather just pay a couple bucks more and get a ColourPop quad. ColourPop has been killing it with their quads, and they have a really nice formula in those quads, which I think is one of their best formulas yet. These from BH Cosmetics, now Makeup Revolution, no, they dropped the ball on them, and it's really disappointing because this was one of my favorite brands. I'd been a lover and a user of BH Cosmetics for so many years, even before I was here on YouTube. I had quite a collection. I still have my collection. I haven't decluttered any of those palettes. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them for as long as I can, but I feel like this travel series drop just kind of ruined all future drops, and I'm really not that interested in trying any other products that BH Cosmetics comes out with, just because I have a feeling the quality is going to be the same as these, and why am I going to waste my money? And last but not least, I have bulky eyeshadow palettes. Awkward eyeshadow palettes. Let's start with this one. This is not a bad palette. This is a good palette. This one is the Jurassic World and Profusion 38 pan palette. So it opens like this. Like, it's just bulky. It's a little heavy. You get a mirror on one side. You get some pressed glitters on the other side. Guys, I'll be honest, I haven't used this palette since I reviewed it. You know, it's a massive palette. The shadows are great. You know, I think I created 4 looks with this palette. Nothing wrong with the performance. It's just really bulky packaging, and, you know, to store it, it takes up a lot of room. I don't really use pressed glitters all that much. I think they did, you know, a great job with the collection. Like, this is a huge collection that they did, but most of the products in the collection were really good. It's just, you know, the packaging for this, and I try so much makeup. You guys know that. I think maybe if I didn't have a large collection, maybe I would be reaching for this more, but it's just the overall packaging that makes it a little bit of on the annoying side. This one is just a bad palette. Like, I didn't like this at all. This is, I think, a Makeup Revolution brand. This is Rock and Roll Beauty, and this is the Def Leppard palette. This didn't perform that great. You guys have seen this make some of the worst lists here on my channel. Nice color story, but at the end of the day, like, I don't even know how to store this. It's been down here on the floor in my filming room, unfortunately. And then I have this one from bPerfect Cosmetics and makeup by Alina. This is the Rain palette, and it also opens like this. You have 2 mirrors on each side. This one also has some pressed glitters. You know, I have this on the top shelf in my beauty room, but, you know, I haven't reached for this. It's just, I don't know, I think I'm moving away from larger palettes like this. And again, the pressed glitters, I don't reach for pressed glitters all that often. I'm just, I don't know. It's a beautiful color story. There's nothing wrong with the quality. It's a really nice palette. It's just a bigger palette, and then the way that it opens, you know. These palettes, I don't know. I don't know how many more large scale palettes I'm going to be adding to my stash. You know, they're really gonna have to be something special. They're really gonna have to catch my eye, and I love bPerfect. Like, I guess I would make an exception to buy large palettes from bPerfect, but you know, like the Profusion, it's just such a huge collection, and yeah, I'm not gonna try Rock and Roll Beauty again. So unfortunately, these are going in the regrets pile. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video. These were my 10 makeup regrets so far of 2022. 2022 is not over yet. We have 3 months left, and a lot can happen in 3 months. A lot of good makeup can happen. A lot of bad makeup can happen, especially with all of the new fall and winter releases. I am so excited. I have lots of new makeup in my future. I hope some of you guys do too. I am definitely going to be very anxious to check out Miss Karen Harris's video. Thank you so much, Karen, for collaborating with me on today's video, for wanting to partner up again. Go show her some love. Tell her Steff sent you. And what are some of the regrets that you have so far of 2022? Makeup wise, what are some products, even skincare, what are some products that, you know, you loved them maybe at first sight, but when you got them home, they just didn't work for you? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.